Welcome to Success Matters. If you're enjoying the series, please follow or subscribe. You'll be the first to hear when the next episode is published. Today, we'll be sharing the inspiring story of Valerie Augustin, who took a leap of faith to pursue her dreams. Val worked as a flight attendant for several years, but always had a creative passion for art and baking. When the COVID pandemic struck, she decided to take the plunge and start her own business as an artist and baker. It meant leaving behind the security and stability of her job, but Val knew that she had to seize the day. So Val, thank you for joining me on Success Matters podcast. We've known each other for quite a while now, actually, as a result of our children going to school together. So, Val, you were, when we first met, you were a flight attendant for British Airways, I believe, right? So, how was that experience? How did you get into becoming a flight attendant?
Okay, well, thank you for having me as well. It was never my dream. Everything I know.
What dreams of being a flight attendant? How can it not be your dream?
Not this one. Wasn't my dream. I kind of fell into it. I've always wanted to travel. Never wanted a 9-to-5 job, ever. Always knew I was going to move around.
Right.
So when I finished studying, I went with a few friends to Spain with no plan, no belief, nothing. Just went out there. We had no accommodation and quickly got work, found accommodation, and then stayed out there for 3 months. Whilst I was out there, my mum got the call from BA to come for an interview. But being the 20-year-old I wasn't coming home, having too much fun. Okay. So I said no. And my mum was like, you get yourself back here now. And I ran BA and told them I was working under contract, which I wasn't, and I was learning Spanish, which I wasn't. So I called them when I got back. So I did when I got back eventually and got an interview. And it was the time of the Excelsior bombings, the IRA bombings. Okay. And my dad took me to the interview, but there were so many roadblocks. So we were an hour late for the interview. And I'd already said to myself, I'm not going to get the job, but I'll just go for the laugh, And got there, ran in, and they were like, Valerie, Hall? I was Hall at the time. I'm like, yeah, ran in and did whatever I had to do. And there were 50 people. And I looked around the room and thought, there is no way I've got this. I don't look like a stewardess. I don't sound like a stewardess. I haven't got this. So anyway, sat there. They called out 43 people. And I just thought, okay, yeah, definitely going home. Yeah. And the 7 that were left, we all got the job. All right. Okay. So the 43 that were called out didn't get the job. And the 7 left got it. Okay. Yeah. Wow. So that's basically how I got the job. And never looked back. It started down at Gatwick, did 4 years down at Gatwick, short haul. And I started as a girl and I grew up, became a woman. Because the amount of people you meet, the amount of experiences, the amount of situations, it changes you. Within a year, I changed. I become this independent woman. As my mum would say, woman.
So that transition was as a result of the travel plus having to do awkward hours and meeting all these different people? Yeah. Different cultures, because I was 21 at the time, so age difference as well. And you just had to learn on the job. All the training they gave was a 4-week training course. Yeah, that was for the stuff on the plane, but the actual reality, live, talking to a passenger, dealing with situations was so different. And I learned on the job. Did you have any experiences in that first year that really stick in your mind? Going to my first proper restaurant. When I say proper, I mean 4-star restaurant with all the knives and forks, not knowing which fork to use. And watching. When you say all knives and forks, does that mean you don't use knives and forks generally? I use a knife and fork. It was 3 knives. Okay, yeah. Sets the table like that. So like that. And then I'm just watching the captain thinking, okay, I'll do that as well. And different wine glasses, things like that. Little things like that.
that was like, oh my gosh, okay, different world, totally different world to what I was used to. So,
And which country was that in? Was that here in the UK, or was that on one of your travels abroad?
No, yeah, it was in Naples, Italy.
No,
Yeah.
okay. So you had you didn't just order a margarita pizza or something like that then?
Oh no, we can top class restaurants. Well,
So how long were you a flight attendant for?
so it's 4 years at Gatwick, and then I transferred to Heathrow in 1998. So all in all, I did 26 years, and then I left in 2020 after
Right.
when COVID happened. Yeah.
Right, so 26 years. And did you fly just short haul, or were you on long distance as well?
Not always short haul. No, I had no interest in long haul, none at all.
All right, okay. So short haul would cover up to how far from UK to Greece, Turkey, something like that, or
Yeah.
even shorter than that?
Yeah, Turkey, up to Turkey, I'd say. Yeah, around that region. Yeah.
And like I said, we met when our kids were both at school. So how did you balance being a flight attendant, which with all the awkward hours that come with that job, with raising two young boys?
With the help of the husband, I'm not going to shout his name. Shout his name. No, they'll kill me. So yeah,
The room with you right now is
no,
over there. Oh, okay.
So yeah, with the help of Mario, I was able to do it, and also how it works is you're able to bid for your trips. So I would bid for all the early trips, but like 5:15 starts in the morning, which would get me back for about 1 o'clock. So I'd be able to do the school run, and then from doing the school run, you're doing the homework and you're cooking dinner, and I'll do that most of the week. So if I was working weekends, it would be easy because Mario's home.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have to worry about anything. But, it was a lot of juggling, but I did it. Because I had to do it. So you're not mind frame, you just get on with it, you just crack on. But no, yeah. Tired? Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm off tired. That's what the creatures
have to get up. Or if you had a 5:15 flight, what time were you getting up and leaving the home?
Getting up about, 3, leaving about 4:15. Get to the crew car park, and then from the crew car park, you get a bus to the terminal. So, but I loved it. Early mornings, I'm a morning person anyway, so it was easy for me to do that. But come the end of the week, but yeah, I got on with it. I did it. I'm like, I don't know how I did it, but I did it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember because our kids were both at primary school, right?
Yeah.
At the time, so young, and you had your second child as well, whilst our two boys were at school together. So it's there must be quite difficult to juggle all of that. I mean, Mario was able to help, which was great, and you were able to work your shifts, but still must have been quite a challenge to do all of that.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, there were mornings where I'd sit on the end of the bed and think, what am I doing? What am I doing? But you get past that little blip and you just think, you know what you're doing, you know why you're doing it for, and you crack on. On. So those little times you think, I can't do this anymore. Yeah, you can. I have constant conversations with myself. Yeah, you can. You're doing this for this reason. So yeah, you just got on with it.
So yeah, I can imagine at 3:30 in the morning having one of those conversations with yourself when it's cold and wet outside, and you're looking here thinking, I really don't want to do this.
It's what I like to. Or if I was doing it on the weekend, and I'd be getting ready to, driving to work, and I'd see all the ravers coming back on their way home. Stragglers, oh gosh, yeah. Hey, I did it. I don't know, yeah.
I did it for 26 years. 26 years, that's really good. So then COVID came along, and was it as a result of COVID that you stopped being a flight attendant? What kind of happened?
You know what? It was 2 years before COVID. I had a conversation with myself, and I thought, because I was baking on the side, always doing a little hustle on the side, and I thought, I could do this more. I could do this. I've done it. I've been flying for 24 years then. I thought, I can do more now. I've done it all. I need to do something a bit more, and for me as well, something that I really love. And so that was 2 years before COVID. Then COVID came along, and it was like, do you know what? Yeah, I can do this now, because I was so lockdown happened, furlough, And in that time of being furloughed, just thought, yeah, I can do this. And I started, doing the baking and more, and orders are coming in. And I thought, yeah, it's time. And also painting at the same time, canvas painting. And I just thought, this is time. It's my time now. And because I got a response from people, I thought, yeah, time to go, time to leave. Yeah. And that was it. There was no other thought. It was that I'm going to do this now.
What gives you that clarity of thought?
Life is short.
Okay.
And 50's knocking on the door, and I just thought, if I don't do this now, I'll never do it. This is the gap that I need to jump and run with this. And if I stay, I'll never go. I'll just carry on, and then possibly there'll never be another window. If I don't do this right now, I'll miss that window, and I don't ever want to regret not doing. And I'm quite an impulsive person as well. So all those factors helped me just to make the decision to go.
So the COVID lockdowns, the furlough gave you the space to say, actually, I'm going to do this now. And as you say, the opportunity may not come again if you hadn't taken the jump at the time.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
And how long have you been, I know, because I would love your cakes, right? And every time we have a get together and you're bringing a cake, it's like, yes, I'm going how long have you been baking for, and how long have you been painting for?
Okay, so baking when Casey was a baby, so that's 20 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And painting, that was total fluke. It was just how that came about was a friend of mine was turning 50 and has everything. So what do you buy for a woman who has everything?
Yeah.
Paint a picture. Have you painted before? No, but I'm going to paint because in my mind, I can do this. Wait for canvas for a big board. Got all the paints I needed. I thought, right, yeah. I looked at pictures on Instagram and all the rest. I thought, well, I'm going to paint this for her. And I did it. And I shocked myself, I think, as well.
Right.
That I put what I put into it and did it. And that was it. And just people were asking. I was like, wow, okay, I can do this too. Although I love art. I love, especially canvas art. I never thought I could do it until I did it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, you know what it is as well. It's just going past the fear.
Yeah.
Niggling, no, you can't do it. Who do you think you are? That sort of, no, shush, I can. And telling Mario, I'm doing this now. And it's like, okay. All right.
Yes, love.
Yeah. That's another thing. Okay, all right. And then do what you want to do.
So someone's 50th birthday part coming up, and you thought, I've never painted before, but I'm going to paint them a picture. That takes a lot of guts, actually, to do that.
It does, but in my head, it made sense.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I knew, but I knew I could do it. I had enough confidence to do it. I think it's the one that you saw and you liked. The lady with the big afro.
Yeah.
That was the first one I did. Because everyone was impressed with it, I thought, okay, I'm onto something here. And just carried on doing whatever came to mind, or if I saw something, I'd change it, tweak it a bit, and carry on.
Yeah, that's cool. And the painting you got behind you right now, what's that called?
So that's an angel. And can you see all of it? There you go. Angel wings. Mm-hmm. And that's from, that was inspiration for when my dad had a stroke 6 years ago.
Right.
Okay. And the way he had the stroke, driving home from work in his car and crashed the car. Car went up a tree, came down again. And he was able to come out of the car. I don't know how.
Right.
So, all intents and purposes, he shouldn't really be here. Mm-hmm. But I just said to you, your angels are watching over you.
Right.
That was the inspiration for that.
Oh, wow.
There's belief in the middle, and it's got the crown.
You might want to adjust your camera down again now, just so we can see you, your face. Yeah, perfect. So, you've been painting for roughly, 10 years? Is that right?
No.
6 years?
No, less than that. 3.
Oh,
about
3 years. Yeah. Okay.
About 3 years paintings, and I've added magnets, and what else have I done? Oh gosh, and then your words of inspiration. Little little placards, things.
So now you're into the creative space through your baking, cooking, catering, and your arts. How has that transition worked for you? Are you kind of like, are you really glad that you did this? Is it the thing you always wanted to do that you just never had a chance to do?
I'm in a good place. I'm happy
Okay.
because they're both they're all different, and nothing. I'm not. When you get that to the point where you think, oh God, I can't be bothered with that.
Yeah.
I'm bored now. I don't get bored because it's like, I'm either doing the baking, catering, or the painting. So, it keeps. I'm constantly thinking, busy, inspired. So yeah, I'm in a good place with everything. Yeah, and where I want to be.
And talking of inspired, where do you typically find your inspiration, whether it's for the baking side or for the art side? Is there, when you talked clearly about the experience that your father had and the angel behind you, but where else do you find those sorts of inspirational points to create something new?
Well, with the baking, it's more to do with whoever I'm baking for. So if it's for a special birthday or something, if I know the person, or the person who's ordered the cakes told me a bit about the person, I then implement that onto the cake. I add certain features, so it's personalised to them. With painting, I can be just walking down the street and see something, or see a colour, like someone's got a turquoise bag or something, and I think, and I think of the waves, and then it just leads on from there. So by the time I get home, I've got the picture in my head already, and just have to put it on the canvas.
Anywhere and everywhere, all around you.
I mean, people might think, oh, it's strange. I'm staring at them sometimes. I'm not staring at them. It's just probably something they've got on, or a certain colour or something. And I'm trying to home in. I think, oh, what would that look good with? And yeah, stuff like that.
Just remind me never to sit opposite you on the tube then. That'll be like, oh, just staring you away.
Staring at you. I'm just I'm looking, I think, yeah.
So Val, as you know, the title of the podcast is Success Matters. What does success mean to you?
Doing what you want to do. Doing what you think is good, without interference from others.
Right.
And following it through. So you get the idea, believe in it, and then go for it, achieve it. That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Living your life. Yeah. Living your life.
Living your life, and living your life on your terms, would you say?
Yeah. Not following any rules, because I don't think you've got any. I don't have a rule that this is going to happen for, I don't know, July. This is going to happen in September. I'm just going with it. I'm just going. Everything sort of makes its way. I don't know how to explain. The sort of forms it forms its way. So yeah.
I like that term. Actually, things form as you're going through. Right. It's I've kind of an image of like a jelly taking shape or something of that nature. As you're not necessarily putting a structure to it, but it's just forming anyway behind or as you're going along.
And sometimes you find with that as well, things sometimes turn out better than you thought. Yeah, but sometimes what I imagine and what actually happens, and I think, oh, do you know what? This is better. I'm just gonna go with it. So yeah. That's success.
Yeah, I think one of the things that, as you said, right, oftentimes you're scared to do something because it's the outcome that you're worried about more so than the doing. So when you do it and it turns out better, then you do think, well, what was I scared of? Why didn't I do this earlier?
I know. We all do it. We all, oh my God, we get so caught up with ourselves in our heads that we forget that, you can, you think, oh my God, this could happen, that could happen. But what if it doesn't?
Yeah.
If all that does happen, what if it's a straight walk? Yeah, it's a shame you've wasted a lot of time worrying about nothing, really.
That's true. We do indeed. So I always ask my previous guest to ask a question for my next guest. The question he asked is,
what does financially fit mean to you? If you were financially fit, what would that look like?
Wow, what a question.
Isn't it?
Actually, think about this now. Financially fit. So automatically I'm thinking, do not have to worry about money. Not have to worry about, where your next penny's coming from. Your future's almost set. That's comes to mind first.
I suppose that would mean not having to worry about how you're paying your mortgage or where your next meal is coming from or that sort of thing.
Yeah, no worries at all about that. You're just living. And without any worries, you can pack so much more into your life because you haven't got that worry and that fear in your head. You just get on whatever you want. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is, I suppose, is a privilege as well.
Yeah, right. Actually, that's a good point. It is a privilege because we kind of take it for granted, right? That we've got the income to be able to do that, whereas a lot of people don't have that situation. So it's definitely a privilege. The financial fitness is kind of a privilege in some regards. That question came from a discussion we were having about what people show as success on things like their Instagram or whatever. And so he was thinking, well, okay, that's one aspect of, people with their fast cars, fancy house or whatever, which isn't necessarily always true anyway, because they're just standing there in front of someone's car and taking a picture, to actually, does that really matter to people? So I really liked your answer there. It's it's the privilege of knowing that you're in a position to be able to afford that next meal or to have the roof over your head or whatever.
Especially in the time we're living in now.
And on your travels, did you find that there were kind of times when you thought, actually, I'm in a really privileged position, not necessarily because you're traveling, but just by way of what you were seeing around the places you were going?
Yeah, definitely. Loads of times I'll be kind of wherever in the world, well, it was Europe then first, and then I would stop and think, wow. First I'd think, I wish the kids could see this.
Right.
I wish they were here to experience this and what I'm eating or who I'm seeing, speaking to, looking at. And then you sort of stop as well and think, I am lucky, I am blessed, because who goes to work on a jet, how many thousands of feet up in the sky, lands somewhere, spends a night somewhere, all paid for, and just living, and then you come back and then you come back to normal life. But who does that? And who gets to experience that without having to fork out fortune to do it? Yeah, plenty of times I thought, my gosh, I've had to pinch myself thinking, gosh, this is amazing. It is amazing. It is an amazing job. It is. It's not normal. What crazy people. We never call ourselves right. We are crazy up there, but it is an amazing thing. Yeah.
Did you find you built sometimes they talk about people saying one of my last podcasts was with a doctor, and she was talking about how her friends wouldn't necessarily understand the challenges they were going through in treating COVID patients, and so she didn't really have anyone she could share the experience with that well. Do you find the same from your airline days, that you kind of built this camaraderie amongst people that understood and got you, versus those that would say, yeah, what's she going on about?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Because it doesn't make any sense. Oh, gosh, I've got to go to Nice tomorrow. Oh, I've got to spend the night there. Oh, it doesn't make sense. It's like, what are you complaining about? You're going to south of France. Whereas in the airline community, it's like, oh, yeah, difficult passengers, busy flights. Yeah, you don't even stop for water, that sort of thing. So they understand that. Whereas the normal Joe Blogs, no, I just shush about, just be quiet.
Yeah. Yeah, you're up to the south of France, Val, or you're off to Naples, and you're complaining. Like, what are you going on about?
What? Yeah, what is your problem? No problem. Stop. Very good. Yeah, today, definitely build up. We've got community, and I've got lifelong friends who, I started with way back in 1994, and who are still good friends today. So.
And the perspective you gave as well just now about who gets to travel to another country, stay overnight, experience that, travel back, and it's all paid for, is such a positive perspective, because you often hear your passengers who have been business people traveling complaining about the need to travel, right? And the need to go to other countries and do their business. So it's just the perspective is so important.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And it's not only just to travel, it's the people you meet along the way, which I find always amazing, because had I not checked in that morning, gone to wherever. I've never met this person. That person's, we've had a conversation. I would never had that conversation. That's opened up another, world to me. And it's amazing when that happens. So whenever I've been working in business class and I talk to the business passengers, and I always, try and find out a bit more about them, because they're always stressed. They're always stressed. You try and want to get right away from the work. How are you? What's going on with you? Did you see any of the city? And they're like, no, I was at the hotel. And like, why? Why didn't you stop and look up? Why are you like hunched over like this sort of thing? You're in an amazing, why didn't you stop for that 1 minute, 2 minutes? I don't know. Just to, take a breath and think, wow, yeah, this is amazing. But it's their world. It's their world. It's a different world though.
No, that's true. So Val, do you have a question for my next guest?
Oh, yeah. Now if this will fit in, but
okay.
What advice would you give to your 20-year-old self?
Okay. What advice would you give to your 20-year-old self?
Yeah, being the person that you are now, I'm assuming that in 20, what would you give to your 20-year-old self? Only because for me, looking back, I'd have said to myself, take more pictures. Write a diary. Yeah, write a diary. I wish I'd written a diary.
So take more pictures and write a diary. Is that so you could then reflect on your journey?
Yeah, and all the crazy things I did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like going to Spain and saying that, I'm just going to hang out here whilst there was, your application was in with BA at the same time.
Well, looking back, in certain situations, I don't know how I'm still here.
Okay.
The risks we took. And also back then, there was no social media.
Yeah.
So there was no evidence of anything. Nothing risky. I say risky. What do you call it when you're thumbing a lift?
Yeah, hitchhiking, yeah.
Hitchhiking in where were we? Gosh, Milan. Hitchhiking. The crew of us hitched, and we got a lift to a nightclub, and then went straight to the front of the queue. This is when the Spice Girls first came out. We told the doorman that we were the Spice Girls.
All right.
And they let us in. And we partied. And I told them it was my birthday. We got a bottle of champagne, and there was an undercover policeman walking around, unbeknownst to us. And he came up and he said, British Airways. We're like, what? No. We all had the same earrings in. We hadn't taken our earrings off.
Okay.
That's how he knew. And it's just, it was just an amazing time. But who would do that now?
Yeah. So you were a flight crew in Milan. You hitched a lift to a nightclub. Yeah. Party the night away, all with your BA standard issue earrings on.
Rings on.
And then you caught the flight straight back after the nightclub?
No, we stayed there. We had a lock-in.
Okay. Oh, you had a lock-in. Okay.
I'm really laying it all out now. Had a lock-in.
You are.
Same policeman, plus his friends, took us to a restaurant up in the mountains, which we would never have known about. Had breakfast, and he took us back to the hotel. 5 of us. Yeah. And we just sat back on our bed. We went to the in-charge's room and we sat down and thought, did that really happen? Things like that. I wish I'd written down and taken pictures. I'll never forget that night, ever. That has been the most amazing night. That will never happen again.
It sounds amazing. And but you mentioned Instagram, right? And in today's, or social media rather, in today's world, how much time would you have enjoyed enjoying the experience versus trying to record it on Instagram and putting it up on social media?
I would have missed the moment. Yeah.
The
time it would take to be giving it all the selfies and all the rest. It would have been gone like that. We would have missed everything. So yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing, wasn't there? Because we actually lived it and enjoyed it. And I remember every minute of it. What I was wearing, what they were wearing, the guys, the car they were, the moon. I just remember everything.
And have you since then, have you started writing down your experiences?
Yeah, not so much diary form, but it's when I remember to, and then I jot it down.
And I'm keeping it a regular journal now for like today onwards type thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep up with it. Yeah. because there are situations. I mean, you know me, so I talk to everybody and anybody. I'm not on the street, and I'm just going up the road. I'll be chatting away, and Mary's like, "Do you have to talk to everyone?" I'm like, yes. You never know. They're little things like that. I do. Yeah, you got to really embrace everything, especially after COVID. If anyone hasn't learned anything from COVID about just living, enjoying yourself, they'll never will. They never will.
Yeah, that's true. Right, live for the moment. Live in the here and now.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And talk to everyone you see.
Yeah. Well, I think you're a bit crazy, but it's fine. Just keep it rolling.
I suppose it's how you talk to them, right? Your body language, the sort of how you're using.
I'm orchard, and I'm like, "Hi, how's your day going?" sort of thing. Especially the elderly, you sit and chat with them, and they enjoy it. They love it. Before you know it, it's how it's on. So, I came out for bread. What? Well, that's me. That's me.
But in the process, you made that person's day as well, right? Because especially if they're elderly, they may not have much company, right? No one's to talk to, so you made their day as a result.
Yeah, and you never know whose life you're probably even saving. You was contemplating certain things. You just think, I stopped and smiled and said hi, hi, or like your shoes or whatever, and that might have just turned their day.
No, that's true. That's true. Yeah, you don't know what people are going through, right? Behind their, well, whatever, closed doors, behind their eyes, whatever the right expression is inside.
Yeah, it's true. Very true.
So, Val, we're kind of towards the top of our time now. If people want to see your art, find out more about your art, or find out more about your baking, where should they look and what should they do?
Okay, so they can contact me on Instagram at Valerie Augustin Creations. That's for the art. And then for the cakes, it's Valerie's Cake Shop, all one word.
So thank you, Val, for taking the time to share your story and your journey. It's been really interesting to see how, well, I know you anyway, right? So to see the transition from being the flight attendant, being on the go all the time, to following your passion, following something that you really enjoy doing, and as you say, living in the here and now, living for the moment. So thanks for your time.
Oh, thank you. It's been fun. I've enjoyed it.
Fun, yeah. If you'd like to find out more about how you can find your success, contact me at info@successmatterscoaching.com. That's info@successmatterscoaching.com.